So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song short, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. CrazyCatLady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade, it's like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it.
We're gonna have you one more of the year. So, since we're getting Jafar a few days in Disney Dreamlight Valley on Wednesday, I decided to watch something that has a Jafar in it. I didn't want to pick Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I wanted to pick something else. One that not you actually know about that actually happened. Because I've heard nobody ever talk about this episode on YouTube, so I decided I'll do it. People think Hercules only met him. People think that Jafar and Hades only interacted in Kingdom Hearts and House of Mouse. No, there is actually an episode of Hercules where Hades dies and goes to the Greek. Goes to Hades, the underworld. And it's called Hercules Season 1 Episode 4. Hercules in the Arabian Night. Probably won't do one for Tiana, because Tiana doesn't really, there's not much Princess and the Frog stuff, because that TV show didn't come out for some reason, and there's only the movie, and unlike all these older stuff, this newer stuff doesn't, she never showed up in House of Mouse because they stopped airing it around when Stitch and Lilo and Stitch came out. So in 2008 they didn't have that. So righty, that's why I'm probably not gonna cover anything to do with her, but I can cover something to do with Jafar. So I picked this one since not people talk about it. Jafar goes down. When he dies, he goes down to the underworld, and both Pain and Panic are having a hard time dealing with him. So they go and tell Hades, well, he's planning what to do with Hercules, what monster to do. And so both of them basically bet. I bet I can take. Jafar says, I bet I can take on Hercules. Hades, I guess, who doesn't laugh as much as as Jafar does, because this whole entire episode, besides them deciding who's the hero they're gonna face, Hades is asking, "What are you doing? Laughing maniacally, I guess." I don't think did he ever laugh maniacally in his movie? Mostly he got mad, but he joked, but he never really laughed at anybody's spent like Jafar does, I guess. So he doesn't go wah at all in his movie, I guess. He just spends most of his movie angry, or he does joke, but he never laughs at anybody. Yeah, when he wins. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. I just never really thought about it. First, Jafar fights Hercules by having things made, a couple monsters made of sand who look like the real thing. We got a minotaur, a griffin, and a bull with red. So we got a griffin and a minotaur fighting him, but they're made of sand. Phil tells him to use his hand, but instead he grabs Phil's house and puts it on top of the monsters, and they turn the sand, put the top of Jafar, and everything turns into sand, and then but Jafar like put Phil and like tied up into an apple like he did in the first movie where he stopped everybody from like getting the lamp, basically similar to that. He was help, and then but the way he gets brought back to life, Jafar does is Hades makes it where as long as he holds on to the staff that he has, he can stay alive. So if the staff gets destroyed, Jafar dies again. It's now Hades' turn to go and fight Aladdin, or in this case, Pain and Panic go and fight Aladdin, and they both just get outsmarted because Aladdin tells them to go after the genie's lamp, who's not in this cart episode really. We just see his fist, I guess. And I know they just probably didn't have time to write a bunch of jokes around the genie, and I probably saved them on animation about not having to worry about more animating the genie. After both of them realize, okay, we cannot fight Hercules or Aladdin, so why do we have them fight each other? So they both lower Boo and Icarus. Now, if you don't know who Icarus is, he's the guy who flew too close to the sun. Basically, that myth. And so that's who Icarus is, in case you don't know. And he's Hercules' best friend. He doesn't ever show in the movies, but basically Hercules goes to a school with a bunch of other characters who have their own myths, or are part of other people's myths, are very similar to those people in myths. So yeah, Icarus is one of those people who is there. Icarus is not a hero, so because he just sadly he ends up he gets his too full of himself and sadly dies in his myth. So he's not a hero like Hercules is in his myth. So it's okay for him to be Hercules' sidekick in his TV show. Though I always find this part weird that both the banana lures Icarus just a boo, but okay, whatever. They could have had him had Pain and Panic turn into Cassandra, who's Icarus likes, and lure him that way, but I guess they didn't want to do that. So after they both get them, Jafar turns into the old man and tricks Hercules to go after Aladdin by saying Icarus is an Agrabah, while Pain and Panic turn into Hercules and lure Hercules to go and lure Aladdin to go fight Hercules. So basically, since Hercules is still learning how to be a hero, and Aladdin has already had his adventures. In fact, this takes place after Prince, the 40 Thieves movie, because Jasmine says when Phil hits on her, she says, "I'm already married." So this takes place after their third movie. So Aladdin's already had his adventures, and this is even after his TV show. Unlike Hercules, so they're saying that all of Aladdin's adventures take place before Hercules. I guess since that movie came out first, but I don't know, because technically Hercules' story is supposed to be older than Aladdin's story, but whatever. So Aladdin's way more smart than Hercules, and makes him keeps on hitting, traps him in a building and makes him hit the walls, and eventually the thing falls down, and Jafar and Hades both think that they're both dead because the building collapsed on top of them, but Hercules protects both of them, and they asked each other, okay, you did not steal a Boo when I did not steal Icarus, so who did? And then Hercules says, maybe it was the Jafar guy. Like, Jafar, but he's dead. So Hades he could have gone to the underworld, saved. So they figured out that the villains got each other to fight, got the heroes to fight themselves. But they figured out that the fact that they kept on asking, "Where is my best friend?" to each other. So yeah. But the way that Hercules decides to attack is by having each other dress up as one another. Like, Hercules dress up as Aladdin, Aladdin dresses up as Hercules, and then Aladdin gets on Pegasus, while Hercules gets on the magic carpet to fool Jafar, because Hades offers Jafar to have the underworld, so he tells him, if you want to have, you have to beat both these guys. So he thinks that if he has like a big rock that stands like in front of Aladdin's not strong enough to break that. And Hercules, he puts like a giant scorpion in front of him, but since this is Hercules pretending to be Aladdin, he can break the rock, and since Aladdin is smarter, he's able to get around the scorpion. So they get a hold of Jafar's staff, and Hercules breaks it, and then the river Styx grabs him, and he dies. And then Icarus and Abu start kicking at Hades, and Hades gets mad at them, and eventually he lets them go, and they go up there and they celebrate. And then they go home, and they say to each other, if you're ever like in Agrabah or Athens, look us up, and that's how the episode ends. So who did play who? I'm not only going to do the main voice actors like Aladdin, Hercules, Jafar, and Hades. The other ones are not that important. So basically the only one that who did not play who was Hercules. Like Tan Donvan plays Hercules, but in the movie he does not play him. That is played by Roger Burt. That she plays Hercules in the movie. And so everybody else is played by the same as that actor, are the ones I'm going to name. So Scott Wonger, who's the same as that guy who was DJ's boyfriend in Fuller House, who she was with the Full House, not Fuller House, Full House. That's who plays Aladdin. And James Woods plays Hades here, and Jonathan Freeman plays Jafar. And I think everybody else does a good job playing their parts. And the ones who were, this episode was written by Bill Moxton, Rob Royster, and directed by Phil Reckenstan. This episode came out February 10th, 1999. I think this episode's pretty good. It's only half an hour, so it's the only thing they had to work with, and for what they can make them do and all this little bit, it's not meant to be a movie or anything. It's meant to have the heroes interact and fight together, and that's what basically do when we get to see the villains interact. But mostly, I think this episode mostly focuses on Jafar and Hades interact. Though I do think that when since these two is just them, compared to because they don't get to talk to each other in Kingdom Hearts, because all we hear in Kingdom Hearts is Hades makes fun of him when he gets killed, because since Jafar is the first one that gets killed out of the main villains in the Kingdom Hearts, so we never really get to see them talk to each other, except for in that one scene when they're like, it's black, and they're like talking about Sora, but that's basically it. This whole entire episode's when they're actually interacting with each other and playing off one another, and they're actually doing a great job. These actors do a good job playing and reinteract each other. Now, Aladdin and Hercules, for the little bit of time we get to see with these two, they do fine. And I do like the fact that out of the two of them, that Aladdin's the one that actually ends up beating Hercules. Because unlike Hercules, Aladdin's actually done his adventuring, and then, so he's smarter than him. And he uses his strength against him. So I did like that, and the fact that he calls him Hercules. So this makes total sense. So I'm gonna give this episode 8 out of 10, because we just wish we had a little more time with these guys, but so we can. And I wish we had some way of having Genie in here, but what are you going to do? So, hope you guys enjoy this. Like, if you ever and subscribe. And I can't wait to have Jafar follow me around. I'm probably going to have him be one of my gardeners, because he's one of my favorite Disney villains. He's my second favorite Disney villain, so usually when it's a character I like a lot, they're one of my gardeners. If it's one I don't really care about their everything else, so bye-bye!